Hi viewers, welcome to this video lecture number 2. So this is going to be the video lecture in which we are going to see the various types of gears and the various types of gear trains available for the study of the kinematics of gear mechanisms. So this is going to be the taxonomic classification by the shaft alignment. So the gears can be classified into the parallel shaft gears, intersecting shaft gears and skewed shaft gears. For the parallel shaft gears, the two shafts are connected by means of the toothed mechanical component, which is called as the gear. So this component can be called as the gears. This gear is attached to another set of shaft and the gear here. So if the single gear toothed mechanical component is connected to the single shaft, it can be meshed with the another set of shaft and the gears here. So when they join together or mesh together, the rotation and power will be transmitted from one shaft to the other shaft here. So when a single set of gears are attached together, then that's called as the spur gear, where the very important consideration is that the teeth cut over the periphery of the gear is all about straight. That is, it has a very basic alignment. The teeth cut are very straight. But in the picture, it is shown as it is in the angles. But for the spur gear, the angle is roughly horizontal. So there is no any angle. So it is going to be the straight teeth. This is number one. Number two is helical, which is all about this component, which has some angled teeth for the smooth and the quiet engagement. When you go and engage the two gears, it should not produce some kind of noise or vibration. So since the component is rotating and the other component is not rotating, it is in the stationary condition. When the two gears are connected together or meshed together or joined together, the engagement must be very smooth and quiet. So for that, the angles of the teeth will be very handy for removing the noise or vibration during the engagement. So this is very well done by the helical gears. And herringbone is the modification of the helical gear in which the two set of gears are attached in a single shaft. Say for example, this is going to be the shaft number 1. This is which has a two helical gears, that is two helical gears where the geometry of the tooth cut is in the opposite direction, and the same another set of the helical gears, two helical gears in a single shaft are taken here. And when the two set of gears are attached together or meshed together, then this is called as a herringbone. And what is the use of using this? What is the use of combining these two gears for the herringbone? It is very simple that the double helical gears, which is also called as herringbone, is used to cancel the axial thrust which causes during the engagement of the power transmission. And the fourth type is all about the rack and pinion, in which there is a set of shaft and the gear attached to a table-like structure, which is not given in the diagram here. But this rack and pinion is very useful for converting the rotational motion of the shaft to the linear motion over the table. Number two, intersecting shafts. It can be either the bevel shaft or the meter shaft. So bevel shaft is all about, it has the conical pitch surface at its periphery, which is not seen for the parallel shafts. So when the cone shape is taken for the periphery and when the teeth are cut over its periphery, then it can be called as a bevel gear. And the use of bevel gear is all about converting the uh, power and motion to 90 degree. If you want to transmit the force and motion to 90 degree, then you have to go for the intersecting shaft and the bevel gears. And meter gear is all about taking the equal size bevel gears, and the difference between the bevel and meter is all about, we can have the gears of different sizes in the bevel gears, and for the meter gear you must have all the gears in the same geometry, same size, because you need the exact 90-degree transmission without the speed change. For that, you have to go for the meter gear. Number three is all about the skewed shafts, in which the rotation is transmitted to the other shaft, which is either non-parallel or non-intersecting. See here, this is going to be the shaft which has the axis here, and this gear has the axis this way. This is not intersecting and not parallel. So the examples of the skewed shafts are the worm gear and hypod gear, in which if you want to go for the high reduction ratio of the speeds between the two shafts in terms of RPM, then you have to go for the skewed shafts here, and it has the self-locking capability also. And when the axes are offset and when you require the highly durable working, then you have to go for the hypoid. So being a design engineer, you need to go for the selection of the particular set of gears for your systems. And this is going to be the diagnostic matrix for the gear selection for the particular application. If your application requires a particular set of gears, you have to go and search for the particular set using this matrix, and you have to take the gear set, and it has to be attached to the application, right? So these are the matrix parameters that govern the engineering selection based on the spatial constraints and the dynamic requirements. So we have a very different gear type systems. It can be a spur gear, helical gear, or a bevel gear, or the worm gear. And if you see the shaft alignment, the spur and helical are the examples of the parallel gear systems. Bevel is intersecting and worm is the skewed type. And for the load capacity, that is the capacity to support the load while transmitting the power, the helical gear has the high load capacity, and the worm gear is having the highest 100%, and which is followed by the spur and bevel, which have the moderate load capacity. When the gears are meshed together, it creates some kind of physical contact, so you can expect the noise level to rise. So the maximum noise level raised by the gear set is all about the spur gear, which gives 90% noise level when they are meshed together, followed by the bevel gear 50%, and the noise level is very low for the helical and the worm gears. When you see the efficiency, that is the capability of transmitting the power and force between the two shafts, spur gear has the maximum efficiency of 100%, whereas the helical gear has 90%, which is very quite close to the spur gears, and bevel gears have the moderate efficiency, whereas the worm gear has a 40% of efficiency, which is low as compared to the other gear types. Let us see the rest of the concepts in the video lecture number 3. Until then, stay tuned. Thank you for watching this video.